Hey friends, welcome back to my studio. I'm going to paint a cute raccoon with some books, a donut, and a pencil in its ear. Just saying it makes me laugh. So the raccoon, here, maybe we'll do it this way, you can see it bigger. The raccoon and the books, those reference photos are listed in this video's description. If I get it closer, you might be able to see the pencil in the ear. So the pencil, I found a pencil, and then in Photoshop, you can rotate an object 360 degrees all around. It's really cool. So that's how I got that in there. And then the donut wasn't as tough. I've got a 9 by 12 inch cradled wood panel, 1.5 inches thick. I've got, it's a combination of white and clear gesso just because I didn't realize I bought white gesso and I stuck it in a not quite empty bottle of clear gesso. So that's, it might be a little whiter if you buy white gesso. And then I printed out my image, oh, it's over here, to the 9 by 12 to scale. I scribbled on the back of it with chalk pastel. You could use graphite, you could use Surreal paper, taped it on and traced it with a ballpoint pen. It speeds it up from drawing, gritting it out, drawing it, or whatever method you'd use to get it on there. Okay, guys, let's have some fun. Okay, let's set the table. Oh, I didn't paint yesterday, so this is 2 days later. I don't think, well, yeah, we haven't set the table. So I used a 3/4 inch flat brush from Royal and Langnickel. For the background, I mixed a purple, starting with more Quinacridone, a little bit of Phthalo blue-green shade, and then some Mars black, and I just wanted to make a gray purple. The first mix was a little more purple, and I used that for the tabletop, or whatever you want to call this. And then I put a little more black in it for the background. And I have quite a bit, but it'll also last longer as a larger puddle. And then I used, I'm not exactly sure, but I think I used a number 4 round from Princeton, or I might have used a number 1 round from Princeton, and put a little black in this gray purple and painted in the shadows and varied. I'll give you an up close look here in a minute, and varied the values a little bit, mostly so I don't lose them. And then I worked on just the outlines of the ears, the eyes, and I've been building on that. Those ears could be done. I'm kind of working from top to bottom. But you don't have to. I could really put in some more shadows too. But you can see, here's the beginning of where I just put in some brown of that shape. Here, we'll get the reference photo out. Oops, I have to unplug my iPad. So I think you can kind of see that it's more brown over there. But I might have it too brown, but that's okay. I'm gonna just build up with what I see. So I've done that here. It's just kind of a lighter brown gray that I mixed. I had put in this shape between the eyes. Finding the shapes and the edges as I go. And just keep building. It would be better. I was gonna say probably better, but it'd be better for me to work a little bit more on some of these other larger areas. But I'm not really putting in any white yet either. And I'm gonna put in layers. So, you know, generally work back to front, dark to light as a rule of thumb. But you can, Acrylics are forgiving. You can go either direction. Okay. We need to talk about the mixes. I end up talking more about the painting and the brushes there. Oh, and Wally. I don't know if you can hear Wally. So I'm using all Liquitex paints. They're all basics except for one. Mars Black, Titanium White, Cad Yellow Medium Hue, Quinacridone Magenta, Phthalo Blue Green Shade. Phthalo Blue Green Shade is a heavy body and a primary blue. These are just close. I just like using these colors a lot. You could use primary yellow and a primary red if you wanted. I mixed a brown. It's really close to burnt umber. Although here I put a little red and yellow in it, and here I put a little yellow in it. If you wanted to just use burnt umber. If you want to mix it, start with yellow, put in Quinacridone Magenta, and slowly add Mars Black. And then if you want to be more red, add more Quinacridone. If you want to be more of a yellow-brown, add more yellow. And then this is this color with more black in it. It's kind of a dark gray putty color. Okay, let's do a little close-up so you can see how I started the eyes. Gosh, the nose can be done, although I think it needs a little more highlight. But one thing I did that's kind of nice, and I might go back and put more of it, do more of this, is I put a little of the background purple in there's a little bit of a shine underneath the nose. And I don't know if you can see it and if it's focusing. And there's a little bit of light gray purple, but I don't know how it's going to look on the video, on the top of the nose. But I'm going to put a little white in there so I get more of a shine. So I love the thumbs up. And I've got to put the fingernails in yet. So I don't know if you can see the eyes. If I hold it still, that might help. As still as I can. And in here I put a little yellow in the brown, just to shift it. And it looks warmer in the reference photo. That's why I did that. I'm not sure how I'm going to do the donut yet. I think it's like a maple glazed donut. I don't know if I'll keep that or make it white. There's the ears and the pencil. Those ears could be done. But what can be fun too is even if the ears are done, is maybe just pull out a few little wild hairs that aren't even in the reference photo towards the end. Okay, guys, hopefully some of those comments help. I'll be back in a bit. Let's chat for a minute. I'm like, okay, where to start? Let's see. It's coming together. When I look in my phone, it's looking really good. I don't know if I'm going to put sprinkles on the donut. I don't really want to, because I want the eyes to be stronger. I've got one white highlight in this eye. I'm probably going to put another one in this eye. A lot of times I only put a white dot in one eye, but the light's pretty much coming from the top front. And it's not real strong in the reference photo. I mixed a putty, so black, some white, some brown to make a putty color for the hands and for the skin. And then I was trying to put in a few swipes of color because there's fur on the tops of the hands, but it's not very long. But I think that works. And I just made the nails black. They're kind of brown to almost cream color, but we'll just make them black, keep it simple. And you can see how this is wet right here because I just painted that. But paint some thin brown, and it's okay if it doesn't go on evenly. And then I'm going to come back with some dark, maybe just another layer of brown. Here, I'm using that might be close to a 1/4 inch filbert. It's probably a little more than a 1/4 inch, but it's not quite a 1/2 inch. But I bet if I put another coat, oops, might be too watery. My paints are drying out. I've been painting for, 3.5, 4 hours today. The hands took a lot of time. The eyes, I just went back and darkened the nose a little more. I might still put some black in here. But I want some brown to show through if I can keep it. And I have some gray around the eyes. I might need to adjust that some more. I might take 3 coats. But that's okay. I put a dirty yellow, warm yellow where the white goes because I'm going to come back with some whites. And they won't be, if they're just kind of a thin white, they won't be bright white. And if I want them whiter, you just put more coats on just like I did with this brown. Okay, we'll do a little close-up. The light's streaming in my studio. And I could shut the blinds, but it's also 5:30 p.m. Just take a break. Let my paints, I sprayed my paints with water. I'm gonna put them in a gallon baggie and it'll act a little bit like a terrarium and kind of rehydrate them. Or I might just need to put out fresh paint when I've had them out for that many hours. And I don't have very big puddles of paint when I paint on a plate like that. Sometimes you just need to put out fresh paint. Okay, let's give you a little tour of where I am. I kind of like the yellow. I might leave more of that in there. It's nice with that grade purple. They're yellow and purple are complements. Okay, so I don't know if I've done much to those ears since the last time. There's the eyes. You can see the blue highlight in the eye, in this eye. And then this one has a blue and a white, but I don't know if you see the blue anymore. I can't quite tell. And then there's what a hand looks like. Hand in the donut. And then here you can just see how which I've had this for a while now, how I build. I just put in sort of the shapes I see, even if it's kind of a zigzaggy shape. Of course, I've come back and put a couple different colors in there already. Put a little darker in here. Just keep building. But generally, like I'll get this done before I finish. Oh, what would you call that? The mouth, nose area, that kind of thing. Okay, guys. Hopefully a few of those comments help. I'll be back in a bit. I'm calling it done. This is, at least the next day since the last time I popped in. I like that there's still a little bit of yellowish coming through. You almost could maybe leave it more yellow. I'll have to go back and look at the video. I played with, they have wiry fur. And so for a while I was using a bigger brush, and then I got out this little, I can't even see what it is. It's from Royal and Langnickel. I think it says it's a number 2. It's a small round brush. Same one I used for the whiskers. And then just kind of played with the values and put in wiry, crisscrossy looking hair. What else? Oh, the books were fun and easy. I used a 3/4 inch flat brush and just, like, this is actually some of the white gesso coming through, and just smeared some paint on. Oh, excuse me, my nose is stuffy. Keeping them kind of quiet, although I did want to put some yellow in because of the purple. So I put kind of a yellow, dirty yellowish here too. Because I think that's fun with the purple. It hints at compliments. What else? So gray whiskers down here. They're thin with quite a bit of water in it, so it'll flow. And then white ones up here. And one of them got a little fat, so I just took some dark brown black and skinnied up the whisker. I think that's about it. I don't know if there's much else to chat about. I didn't put the sprinkles on, but I like it. this donut is a target because it's a circle. So it grabs a lot of attention anyway. And I made the eyes a lot lighter so they'd grab, sorry guys. So they'd grab a lot of attention too. Here, we'll see if I can square it up. Some of you like a screenshot. Maybe I need to move it back a little bit. Oh, this way. There, that might be pretty square. It makes me laugh. Give you a look at the eyes. The layers always help. You know, sometimes I'm frustrated, like this fur was hard for me, and I didn't know how real I wanted to go, but I just kept playing with it until I liked it. The face always takes a while on any animal because I really try to get the eyes, nose, mouth, and the ears looking pretty realistic. And then these hands can be hard. Just keep working it. Here, we'll show that one up a little closer. Just keep working it till you're happy. Values do the work. I'll show you that one too. There you can see the fur up close too, how I just kind of played with it and swiped it with lighter values and darker values too. We'll get a book in here. I want them to look old. I think they do. Just kind of hint that there's something on there, words or a label. Okay, let me know if you give this one a try. I linked the raccoon and the books in the video's description. It's so fun to hang out with you. I hope you enjoy it too. I super appreciate your support. Great big happy art hugs, and I hope to chat with you soon. Bye guys.